Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Astra Microwave Products Limited Q2FY25 earnings conference call. This conference call may contain forward-looking statements about the company which are based on belief, opinion and expectation of the company as on the date of this call. These statements are not the guarantees of future performance and involve risks and uncertainties that are difficult to predict. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then zero on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. S.G. Reddy, Managing Director. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Yusuf. And good morning, everyone. A warm welcome to all of you to the post-results call of our company. I am with my colleagues, Mr. M.V. Reddy and Mr. Atim Kabra, and SGA, our investor relations advisors. The results and investors presentation for Q2 FY25 are already uploaded on the company website and stock exchanges. I hope you had a chance to look at it. In terms of the highlights, I'm happy to share with you in continuation of decent start for the financial year. We were able to deliver good performance for Q2 also. In terms of particulars, the top line for at the consolidated level is about 230 crores, which is an year-on-year growth of about 21%. This performance is in line with our expectations. On the profitability front, we continue to maintain our EBITDA margins at the sustainable level at the rate of around 21%. This improved profitability is largely because of the product mix, which is skewed more towards domestic, as we have shared with you in recent calls. In terms of the composition of the sales, the local defense production has contributed to 80% of the top line, followed by exports up to 12%, and the rest of the things came from space and meteorology sectors. In terms of general business development, I wish to inform you that during the quarter we have signed an MOU with Premier Explosives Limited for a strategic alliance to develop and sell multiple products jointly, and a JV agreement was signed with Manjeera Digital Systems to establish a new entity focused on manufacturing NavIC chips and GNSS products using NavIC chips. This joint venture is going to be owned equally by both the parties. We believe that both these developments should help the company to explore new opportunities by broadening our offerings and strengthen our overall capabilities. In terms of the order book, as of September 24, at consolidated level, it is around 2,269 crores, whereas standalone number is about 2,097 crores. And our order wins continues to be healthy. In Q2 FY25, for standalone, we received new orders worth about 230 crores, which is mainly from the domestic defense and meteorology segments. In terms of the breakup of these new orders received in Q2, 73 crores came from radars, 71 crores from EW segment, 77 crores from meteorology, and the rest from space and exports. Overall, our order book comprises of 98% of domestic orders, which are largely BTS, that is built to spec, and 2% of export orders, which are a mix of BTP and BTS. Our consolidated order book consists of 117 crores worth of service orders, which are typically margin accretive. Further details on order wins and business trends will be shared by Mr. M.V. Reddy. For the current financial year, we maintain our target, which was given previously, with an order book range in the range of about 1,200 crores to 1,300 crores, and a top line in the range of 1,000 crores to 1,100 crores, with a PBT margin of 17 to 18%. Our joint venture company, ARC, has done well during the quarter, recording close to about 100 crores of sales, and has reached about 162 crores of sales for the 6 months period, with a PBT of 8 crores. It is expected to reach close to about 275 crores of sales for the year, with a PBT range in the range of about 8%. It has an outstanding order book of about 282 crores at the end of Q2 and is expected to book further orders in the range of about 200 crores for the rest of the year. Our wholly owned subsidiaries are doing well and they are expected to report profit by the end of the year. With this, I will hand over to Mr. M.V. Reddy, Joint MD, and later on to Mr. Atim Kabra to share their thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. As we review Q2 and H1 of FY25, we have been seeing a high positive trend, especially considering the fact of orders booked in the first half of the year and also the opportunities emerging out in the business domain. We have a robust order book of 2,000 crores plus as of date and seeing a good visibility of growth trajectory in all verticals of business segments, which are of our prime focus area. As planned, we bagged good development and production orders in data and electronic warfare domain in the second quarter. Out of 232 crores order booked, 85% are from the domestic segment, which constitutes of 15% of development contract and balance are production in nature from DPSUs and IMD. We are hopeful of booking orders of 550 to 600 crores more in the second half of FY25. Few orders which we booked in the second quarter, like one is that C-band Doppler weather radar, which we booked from IMD, and also we have received few development contracts from DRDO, and also production orders like Nayan subsystems and all from BEL. On the sales front, we have picked up momentum and significant improvement as we have seen as compared to Q1 of FY25. And we don't foresee any major challenges to meet our guidance of 1,000 crores plus for the current financial year. Regarding our joint venture ARC, which as Mr. SG has covered, although there was a slight dip in the revenue in the last quarter as compared to the what we are given the guidance due to prevailing geopolitical situation, but we are confident of meeting overall revenue being planned for the current financial year. With the order book of 283 crores and expected to book 200 crores plus more in next 2 quarters, ARC is expected to book revenue of 275 crores for the FY25. We would like to reiterate that going forward, we have a good visibility to maintain sustainable growth with the opportunities emerging in the domain of our operations. With this brief note, now I hand over to Mr. Atim Kabra to share his thoughts. We would be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, friends. And I'm happy to be back again, sharing the direction as well as strategy for Astra. As you know, strategizing is a continuous process which we keep fine-tuning as we go along. And the idea today is to share with you broadly the kind of things which have kept us busy over the last 6 months and also put in place a strategic framework for you to think of whenever you think of Astra. A 30-year plus company needs a little bit of a new injection of thoughts, especially when the macro environment in which it operates changes dynamically. The challenges of running a 1,000 crore company are markedly different from running a 100 crore company. And even more different when you are aiming for a 2,000 crore to a 3,000 crore turnover target over years. So everything in the company needs to be relooked at, right from the IPs which we monetize, the core, and which are the core building blocks which need to be recurring for revenue creation year after year. Same way, the systems and processes within the company, and more importantly, our human resources, which make us today what we are, need to be relooked at and nurtured. So we started this year with a focus on our core assets, which is our people, and the policies which define us and the way we operate, the environment in which the functioning of HR happens. We brought in an external Big Four consultant to look at our policies and our practices. And thereafter, we brought in a very senior HR head to implement a new set of policies framework that shall serve our needs as we grow substantially. In this era, where we are looking at complete systems as the basic building blocks of recurring revenue, a multidisciplinary approach is practical, and it implies a very strong coordinated move between teams which have multiple skill sets, which have to work together to deliver on the complete systems which Astra is now delivering. Our team bandwidth has widened and is widening and will widen with time, with senior management induction and induction of folks at a middle level. And the team and the board has been very active in identifying the next set of leaders within the company. We are empowering them and incentivizing them to dream big and deliver value to our esteemed shareholders. I'm personally very happy at the unified vision that the entire top management has bought into and implemented across the board, across the company with a single mindset and a focused mindset and a common objective. And all this under the leadership of our Managing Director, A.G. Reddy, and JMD, Mr. M.V. Reddy. And at the same time, they put in a lot of effort into identifying folks who are unable to keep pace with the fast-moving changes being implemented across the company. And there is need to create a mutual dialogue with them, wherein we offer them the assistance needed to shape up in the current circumstances or move on where the skill is better matched with the job, so that the employee accountability concept is well established and everybody is contributing without any slack towards the growth objectives. So while we add more people, we are also looking at how do we rationalize the work for our existing workforce. So as we prepare Astra for the future, we need to clearly lay out and define a few broad areas of operations. And yes, I will repeat that the private sector involvement in the capital equipment procurement in the defense industry is in its infancy, with less than, I believe, less than 20% of the total capital outlay of the entire defense sector, by a few estimates, is right now being met by the private sector combined. So the Indian industry is just about moving from subsystems to a systems level player, where we can compete with our own products and our own place in the world. And this is due to the amazing groundwork and the ecosystem which has been created by DRDOs and the ISROs of the world and the various labs. While industry has grasped the policy level clarity at the government level and is responding with products, and it's not only us. You've seen folks like Zen, Paras, and the like responding to the needs of the industry with various IP-driven innovations and solutions. So in my mind, this is the beginning of a multi-decade opportunity. And I remember the advent of Indian IT industry 2.5 decades back, and then followed by BPO. And over a period of time, India caught up and carved a niche of its own. So to connect it with our framework, with our LEAP framework, we have been fairly busy enhancing the IP base, given that we are in the IP enhancement and encashment business. There are gaps which were identified in our product portfolio. We have been filling them up assiduously. Our capabilities have been strengthened in the areas of ground penetrating radars, synthetic aperture radars, EOs for satellites, specific passive radars and jammers to complement our active radars, counter drone systems, NAVIC, which A.G. Reddy alluded to, system on chips, displays, MMIC chips in a partnership mode, and multiple such capabilities are being identified and added to our overall portfolio to create a value-added and cashable IP bank. At the same time, we are also very focused on the increased borrowings as well as a higher interest outgo on account of higher receivables, outstanding number of days. I can assure you that the entire board is sized up on this matter. And our expectation is that as our learnings from the move into systems, multiple systems which Astra has been delivering now, are absorbed and lessons across the board are diffused, assimilated within the company, you will see a dramatically different receivables profile from this March itself, as there we are expecting quite significant injection of cash into the company as the receivables are liquidated during the second half of FY25. So summing up, this has been, I would say, a steady quarter, and we hope to deliver on our guidance with strong upside potential built in from our various initiatives, and the building blocks which we are putting in place will provide us a nice platform to deliver an upward trajectory in sales and profits with a neat balance sheet also in the times to come. We'll address your questions. I'm sure you have questions on NAVIC, etc., as we go along into the question answer session. With this, I hand it back. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to withdraw yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handset while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. First question is from the line of Amit Dixit from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning everyone, and thanks for the opportunity. Congratulations for a steady quarter despite the geopolitical challenges that we have seen. I have 3 questions. The first one is essentially on slide number 29, and in your prepared remarks you mentioned about the MOU with Premier Explosives, JV with Manjeera, and it is also mentioned that we are going ahead in anti-drone systems, and also if you can give point by point that, okay, for MOU with Premier, when do we expect it to fructify, what kind of opportunity size in terms of products that we see? And similarly for NAVIC, it has been going on for a while. So what kind of potential we see, and when it will start flowing in? Anti-drone again, something very special. So how are we different from our peers in this? So that is my first question. Shall I illustrate all 3 questions, or you want to answer it one by one?
Yeah, please go ahead, I think. Amit.
Yeah. So the second question is, I think also, alluded to that receivable, particularly we have seen swelling up, and this is not a problem with you in particular. This is a problem we have seen with all the defense companies so far. Receivables swelling up. So do you see a larger malaise in, government not giving money, or is it because of that revenue would have been bunched up towards the end of the quarter? And what is the sustainable kind of receivable days that we are going to see? The third question is essentially that 550 to 600 crores of order inflow that we expect in H2. So what are the key platforms stroke, that we are going to see these orders coming from? How much from BEL, AMD, etc.? So these are the 3 questions, sir.
Yeah, I think will answer first question of that joint venture of Premier and then Manjeera. Then other questions I can answer. Yeah, Atim, please go ahead.
Yes, we are in the warfare business, right? And we are looking at creating products. And our approach has changed dramatically from delivering subcomponents and subsystems to delivering complete solutions, right? So when we are delivering complete solutions, we need to, in a war, for wars, right, and for battlefields, we need to put in the explosives parts in quite a few of our products. It's a licensed business and a specialized business. Towards that extent, Premier Explosives Limited is in that business and is really well placed. We have a good relationship with the company, and therefore an MOU has been established from the point of view of new products and new systems which are being developed. Let's say this is not a specific example which I'm giving you to us, and we want to keep our products a little bit under wraps till they are out. But if we are looking at new kind of rockets coming in or guided rockets coming in, and if they are supplying, let's say, rockets without a navigation system, right? Can we give some direction to those rockets by putting in some defense electronics? Is a very obvious thing which comes to the mind. Same way, if we are looking to provide hard kill capabilities into our anti-drone systems, right? Chances are that if we can incorporate products from Premier into the overall system which is being made, then we are able to provide a complete solution to the armed forces to not only neutralize the drones whose signature is verified and mapped, but also take out the rogue drones which come in and they have to be taken out in a kinetic manner. So, those are the kind of things which we are looking at with Premier, where the complete solution which requires explosives is being created along with them. On the NAVIC portion, which you asked me, guys, just day before, 3 days back or 2 days back, in Times of India carried a report where the government said they are launching 7 new navigation satellites. And you are very well aware the circumstances in which our navigational satellites were launched during Kargil war, okay, or the concept was finalized and formed up during the Kargil war. We need to be, as a nation, we need to be probably be self-reliant in the area of GPS equivalent coordinates or in the coordinates business. So Russia, the Baidu system, GLaSSNOS, GPS, and NAVIC. So what the interesting part about our product is that it is soft-coded, which implies that we can code in not only Indian navigational satellites, but also the other navigational satellites. So whichever product or whichever system is giving you the best coordinates can be taken in, and there's no denial of service on account of, let's say, inadequate coverage by the satellites. In terms of the potential, I think in one of the conference calls we had all discussed, right? Okay, every missile for that matter, right? If it's a GPS lock or GPS equivalent lock, will have a NAVIC equivalent lock. You have LG Reddy who mentioned GNSS systems. We are talking of mapping. We are talking of a whole lot of civilian applications for NAVIC. So anything which you think of from the point of view of GPS is a potential market for NAVIC. It is massive. Now, at this point in time, our understanding is that a lot of chips are imported. And the landed cost of those imported chips is fairly cheap because, as you are aware, the cost of producing the chips is directly proportional or is inversely, the cost is inversely proportional to the quantum in which they are made. So therefore, GPS chips which are made in massive numbers tend to cost less. So it is expected that there will be some sort of a government guidance which will come in, which will level the playing field. And even if but at the same time, we are looking to kind of make sure that the product is within the specified cost ranges to make it competitive. On the anti-drone systems, which you mentioned, I can only speak to you about our system. This is a global product which combines active radar with a passive radar with a complete power source and a C2, which effectively comes in 3 versions. We will have a short-range version of about half a kilometer, We will have a medium range version, which is, by the way, wearable, which will have a 2-kilometer odd range and omnidirectional anti-drone system, which can be 5 kilometers plus range. So these are the few product parameters which are there. And well, we have also we have done some IP acquisition in this area. I will still share it with you. We will be the global production partner for this joint IP which we have now for the anti-drone system in the configuration which I spoke to you about. So that's our product range, and I think SG can answer the receivables question. And we new order inflow.
Yeah. Amit, your other question, I think as far as the technology of counter drone, as Mr. Atim had mentioned, so we have used a different antenna technology to get extended range, and also we did cost optimization so that to increase our percentage of wins in the competitive tenders. So as of now, we have almost 12 cases are active in that. Almost 6 cases are in RFI response stage, and few of them in RFP stage. And in one particular case where we have participated, we have submitted the proposal, and TEC is going on. I think we will be conducting the first demo in December next month in the field. So this is progressing well. And as Mr. Atim had mentioned, so we are going with a soft kill option for all these cases. Wherever hard kill are there, we are collaborating with the other OEM who has that hard kill technology, and we are confining ourselves to supply only radar for those programs. So these are all as far as the counter drone is concerned. And your other question regarding next 2 quarters order book, which I mentioned around 550 to 600 crores plus. In that, I'll just give you a breakup of segment wise. One is that from radar area, we are expecting around 350 to 370 crores, and in EW around 50 to 60 crores, and in telemetry and missile communications around 100 to 120 crores, and in meteorology around 50 to 60 crores, and other segments are put together around 30 to 40 crores. So this is a broad segment-wise classification as far as the order book is concerned, which we are planning to book in the second half of the financial year. I hope we have answered all your questions.
Yeah, I think SG needs to answer the receivables.
Yeah, the receivables.
Yeah, receivables, yes, as of today, they are fairly high compared to the normal standards. This is largely because of 2 projects where Astra is involved in. Both are systems related projects, totaling to close to about 170 crores kind of thing. They are in the final stage of completion, maybe in about 3 to 6 months' time. These 2 projects are likely to be delivered completely, which will bring our receivables to the normal levels. It has nothing to do with the bunching of sales towards the end of the quarter. It is more to do with the kind of the nature of products that has been delivered by the company. Up to the components and subsystem level, the realizations are fairly within control. Within about 90 to 120 days, the realizations are happening. But wherever there is a systems delivery, it is taking time because the obligation is to complete the site approval test at the customer end, which invariably takes a good amount of time.
Okay.
I hope we
that
have answered the question, Samad.
Yeah, that is very helpful, sir. Thank you and all the best.
Thanks.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to ensure that the management is able to address questions from all the participants in the conference, please restrict your questions to 2 per participants. If you have any follow-up questions, please rejoin the queue. Next question is from the line of Ketan Gandhi from Gandhi Securities. Please proceed.
Hi, sir. Congratulations on good growth number. I have 2 questions. Can you have any update on Manpack SDR?
We are going for final test in the month of December.
So when can outcome be known?
I think the trials are planned, to complete before January or so. So we are hopeful of, getting the report maybe sometime in February. The chances of opening the commercial bid by March should happen, but it's all depends on how fast they conduct these trials and all.
Sure.
So we're still hopeful of getting the result by March.
Sure. Sir, our GATEC laboratory successfully indigenously developed silicon carbide wafers, that is SiC, and GaN-based, HEMT-based MMC technology up to X-band application, up to 150 watt, and MMIC circuits up to 40 watt for up to X-band frequencies. So do we have any role in this, or it is only GATEC DRDO lab for somebody else?
Actually, this foundry is open for even commercial use, in the sense that we approached GATEC recently, and we started uploading our designs also. As since the foundry was not upgraded till last before year, we were using the foundries outside the India. But now since GATEC is upgraded, they're both the gas and GaN foundry, and as well as they come out with this silicon. So we are planning to develop a few designs through GATEC foundry, and our design team is interacting with GATEC.
Okay, sir. That's very helpful, and all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Sarjeet Yadav from Mount Intra Finance. Please proceed.
Hi, thank you, and congratulations for the decent numbers. I have two questions. Firstly, regarding the Manjeera and Premier Explosives JV, you gave a very detailed overview. I just want to understand, in case you can tell us what is the potential of these two JVs, and what timeline do we expect some commercials coming from this? And second question is around the subsidiary of the JVs. What kind of products currently they are doing, and what revenue do we expect? It is not very clear from the financial documents.
I
I'll take this on PL, Well, new products are being developed, and there's one system which Astra is developing, for which between us and Premier and one more entity, we have almost 95% of what is required already there. Okay. Now, once we integrate this, and our teams were actually there last week, if I'm not wrong, or this week, and once we integrate these products into a viable shape with a common command C2 command and control center, I think the first prototype should be ready in about 5 to 6 months. I'm talking of where we are collaborating with PL specifically, and thereafter, trials, positioning it across, for a global market, the way we see it. So we are not looking at creating products which are solely going to be dependent on Indian procurement. We should be able to sell them, across the world. But in terms of actual dates for realizing commercials out of it, I would hesitate to put a timeline onto it, honestly, because there's a lot of work which is involved. The JV was signed and announced just a few weeks back, right? So that's one. This product which we are talking about is a external product which should minimize interactions with the existing electronics, etc. So that would make it fairly fast enough to be adopted. But still, the prototype is being under development. Ideas are being exchanged, designs are being exchanged. So that's the timeline. I don't know which specific JV you are referring to in your other subsequent question which you asked. Which JVs are you referring to, for which you think?
Astra Rafael.
Astra Rafael. MBAG?
Yeah, Astra Rafael is engaged in design and development and production of software-defined radios. All the revenues which are achieved by the company as of now pertains to these products. Going forward, it is likely to add electro-optics product line also, along with man-pack version of software-defined radios, about which we have discussed a few minutes back with other investors. If you ask me, in simple terms, essentially it is engaged in software-defined radios and the electro-optic products. These are the two products which the JV is engaged in.
Okay, sir. Thank you. That's very helpful, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. Before we move to the next question, a reminder to the participants: to ask a question, you may press star and 1. Next question is from the line of Omkar Chitnis from Trade Brains. Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. You mentioned in FY24 annual report that we are in the advanced stages of development of technology in photonics radar and submarine communication. Can you provide update on that for commercialization?
Yeah, photonics radar, almost it is, final test is going on. Probably we'll be in a position to deliver this system to DRDO by before December 31st. This is what we are planning. And the other one is, you asked about the NSTL, which is the submarine electronics, right?
Yes, sir.
As a submarine electronics also, we made a prototype demonstrated to NSTL, and they were very happy to see the performance. And we are going ahead with to complete the total order in quantity. And that order also, we are in a position to complete it mostly by January or February. So by this year end, both the projects will be executed.
Okay, sir, understood. So previously provided an export guidance of 22 to 23% for FY25. Are you maintaining this target, or is there any change in that?
In terms of the percentage, I'm not really sure. But as of now, most of our exports are deemed exports. That is, we are supplying to the domestic EOUs, which is again largely our joint venture company. And also the Bharat Electronics, and there's another company called DCX in Bangalore. So these are the three entities for whom we are supplying under the EOU concept.
Okay. So my last question was, can you provide update on the telemetry missile, which was export order of 140 crores, which was planned for this financial year? Any update on that?
Telemetry missile? We don't have any such
telemetry missiles.
So telemetry missile, under that category, we manufacture subsystems, not system. And these subsystems we have been developing for DRDO, and for the production we are supplying to Bharat Dynamics Limited.
Okay. In last,
the export order probably you are talking about is which BDL is expecting order for Akash missile, and for that we have subsystems in place, and we are hopeful of getting this particular contract before March or maybe the first quarter of the next year, as the BDL is yet to finalize this particular contract.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Rupesh Tatlia from IntelSense Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So my first question is on radar. So can you give update on 3 radar programs? Where are we with respect to order received? First is Ashwini LLTR radar. Second one is Uttam Mesa, and third one is X-band multifunction radar, for which Bharat Electronics recently received an 850 crore contract. So these 3 radar programs, if you can give an update from your side.
Yeah, the Ashwini as a system, I think the commercial bids have been opened. I think maybe I think all of you are aware, BEL is been declared as L1, and so in that subsystems we have to see how it goes about the execution in the BEL. So that is the one. And Uttam, we have inquiry on hand now for quantities. So exact quantity and value I can probably will be in a position to give you by next earning call. But inquiry is on hand now. And third one, you are talking about expand program. We are in discussions with BEL for the quantity which we have developed. So that I think we will be expecting some inquiry from BEL soon.
So for these three programs, sir, can you give some indicative potential value and timelines?
Actually, this, in fact, Uttam, we have taken some quantity order by March, and in that I think we should be around, as I mentioned, overall if the orders which, if we combine these programs, some of the orders put together, it should be around 350 to 370 crores. In that, we have not considered any program which is in a competitive. So these are all only we are single party to execute, or we are the only one qualified supplier. Those cases only we have considered, and it is amounting to 350 to 370 crores orders we are planning to book before March 25.
Okay, sir. And then the second question, sir, is this airborne electronic warfare system, Netra 2, where private sector player was declared L1. So are we working with them? Do we expect some order for Netra 2?
Actually, we are also working with the DRDO for that program. And we are there in the as a subsystem supplier for part jammers in EW, and we are awaiting for the formal inquiries in this particular segment.
So that orders also we will receive by March 25, or it will.
I think these orders will get materialized only in the first quarter of the next year.
And can you give some indicative range of what is the potential in this one?
Yes, there's a good potential, like the overall quantity, but how much they will take it in the phase one, it all depends on the budget being allocated. So I think it's too early to comment on that. Maybe after a couple of months, we will have more clarity in this.
Okay, sir. Thank you for answering my questions.
Thank you. Participant, if you wish to join the question queue, you may press star and 1. Next question is from the line of Vipul Kumar Anupchand Shah from Sumangal Investments. Please proceed.
Hi, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. So what will be the investment in these two JV? One is this Premier Exclusive and another one. What will be the amount we'll be investing in it?
We are not looking at any substantial investments in the JV with Premier. It's more on the technical hand-holding and working together, with each of us contributing whatever we can. Maybe the commercials, etc., have to be worked out.
My second question relates to inventories. So inventories have increased substantially. So can you attribute any specific reason for the rise in inventories this quarter?
See, most of the inventory, if you look at it, out of 534 crores, which is there as inventory, almost 50% of that is in the WAP, that is work in progress. We believe that as we have done the process of deliveries in Q3 and Q4, this WAP will be converted into the sales, and therefore the inventory should come back to the normal levels by the end of the financial year.
Okay, sir. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you. Next follow-up question is from the line of Rupesh Tatia from IntelSense Capital. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the follow-up opportunity, sir. One question is there is this delay in Tejas engine delivery. So how, I mean, are you seeing any impact on ordering of Uttam AESA radars? That is one. And then Sukhoi upgrade program, when do you see commercial supplies to start for Sukhoi program?
Yeah, your first question is on the Uttam. As I mentioned, we have now inquiry on hand. So we are hopeful of getting the first phase order maybe by March 25. And on the other hand, the deliveries, though there was some issue, I understand HAL, they're prepared to, cope with this thing. I think more likely the issues got resolved. So I don't think it had any effect on the overall schedule. And the other side, as far as the radar is concerned, they will go ahead as being planned, as they need to get these indigenously manufactured. So lead time of components and all these things, we will be considering that. So with all this, I think I don't see any major issue in placing orders on subsystem manufacturers. The second contract which was mentioned, Sukhoi 30 upgrades, yes, as I said, did last time also, that the DRDO is working out on the configuration, and I think it appears that they finalize the configuration. Soon we will be getting the tender inquiries, so it's going in a competitive mode, and we have to wait and see how it goes about it. But the program is on, and the DRDO is working on this.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And then the second question is on counter-drone systems. In counter-drone systems, what kind of opportunity do you see? What kind of revenue we can expect in 2-3 years? And because it looks to me a little bit competitive field, so can you maybe give some color on the margins?
Actually, the differentiator between other existing competitors to us, we have got the indigenously developed the technology, total right from the components, subsystems to the system. We have everything in-house developed, so we have definitely advantage over others. And the second is, as far as the business potential, yes, definitely this is a competitive field. We have just started, bidding these tenders, and we'll come to know how it goes about it. But we are sure of at least, to win at least 30 to 35% of the overall market available. So it's difficult to mention any numbers as such now, because there are many programs in this. Few of them are with laser kill, with wherein we, as I said, we are collaborating with other OEMs. And in few cases where the soft kill, we are going ahead as a lead integrator and supplier. So these are programs are there, but definitely the business size should be at least to start with for the next year. We are hopeful of getting at least contracts worth of minimum 200 to 250 crores range of orders. This is what actually we are targeted now. But by March, I think we'll be in a position to give you exact numbers by how many orders we can book it for the next financial year.
And then let's have the numbers speak for themselves. Guys, there are how many people have demonstrated with indigenous technology complete counter drone system, right? You guys are in the market. You guys got to figure that out, right? So we'll rather let the numbers speak. Indigenous radars, indigenous jammers, active radars plus passive radars. Okay, I don't think as of right now it is as competitive as you think. There are a lot of overseas products masquerading as made in India. Let's see how it pans out over time.
Okay. So then the inference from that is the margin would still be okay. It would be close to company average.
We'll let the numbers speak for themselves when it comes in. Yeah? We don't know what the others are going to bid, right? Yeah.
Okay. And then the final question, sir, is on any update on Atulya fire control radar?
Wait.
Yeah, actually, we are waiting for. I think BA is working on that. We are a component supplier in this particular program. We are expecting few orders for this particular radar maybe in next couple of quarters.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. As there are no further questions from the participant, I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for the closing comments.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your participation. I look forward to talk to you again at the end of this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you. On behalf of Astra Microwave Products Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you all for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.